Who's this? It's Jerusalem-singing, finger-giving, Brexit-loving Tory MP Andrea Jenkyns.
And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountain green? And was a
they regret it like they did with Thatcher.
on England's
So why are we
pleasant
focusing in on her? Well, let's lay some groundwork.
Now, the government's plan for net zero has come under a bit of attack in recent months from within the Conservative Party and beyond. And there's an update tonight on whether Rishi Sunak is going to hold his nerve. So we can bring in our Deputy Political Editor, Sam Coates. What's the update?
So, after the surprise victory by the Tories just before the summer holidays in the Uxbridge by-election, Rishi Sunak has been reviewing all the net zero, the climate.
So basically, the Tories are thinking of reneging on their net zero promises to get more votes. Here's a truly dumb point of view from Andrea as she appears on Sky's Sophie Ridge programme.
Just listen to what Sam was saying there about potential rolling back on some of the green targets.
God, 1,000,000%. I mean, in my Red Wall Northern seat, they don't buy the net zero. To me, you know, if it's not only the freedom argument, it's the economic argument. To me, people were told what to do in lockdown. We shouldn't tell them how to heat their home, what cars to drive. You know, so as a freedom-loving Conservative, that's, you know, I find that very excellent. But besides that, the economic argument, you know, I don't want to make people poorer. I don't want the working-class voters to have to pay for the middle classes to drive their electric cars, Sophie.
Fortunately, Sophie's other guest, Ash Sarker, puts Andrea's arguments to shame.
Yeah, I think that's a load of nonsense, really. I think the thing that people care about is cost of living, and a lot of these green measures would make things cheaper. If we had an adequate insulation programme in this country, we've got some of the leakiest housing stock in Europe. That would bring down people's energy costs.
But insulation's not the same as green energy.
I listen to you very patiently, so you've got to listen to me now. If we keep people reliant on fossil fuels, which are subject to the kind of external shocks that we've seen with the war in Ukraine, which sent people's gas bills soaring, we're more vulnerable than if we've got domestically produced green energy, whether that's solar, whether that's wind, whether that's hydro. There may need to be some nuclear capacity so that we're at that base load, but I think that we can be moving a lot faster to have a decarbonised energy grid than we are. And the thing which winds me up is that we've had a decade of wasted opportunities. We had interest rates at historic lows. It would have been very cheap for the government to borrow. But then Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng crashed the economy into a wall, and now it's going to be a lot more expensive to do those things. We keep kicking the can down the road. We keep booting this problem into the long grass, hoping it will get better, and it won't. And you know the thing about cost of living, that's going to get worse with climate change.
Click here for a video about levelling up.